In 1923, the University of Alabama offered Wade their head coaching position. What they got was an iron disciplinarian who immediately transformed the culture of Alabama football. Wade's players called him the Bear.
We ride with legends, we roll with pride. From Wade to Saban, the Crimson Tide. 18 rings, the record's clear. Dynasty built year after year. We teach the past, we preach the now. We break it down, show you how. From Bryant's grit to Bama's roll, we stomp the field and on the score. Around the herd, we speak the truth. Where glory lives and legends prove. Basketball's rise, Oats leads the way. Final Four dreams in full display. Gymnastics flips with flawless grace. Champions born in every space. We honor hustle, we praise the grind. Every sport, every tight mind. From hardwood heat to balance beam. We rep the red, we rep the team. Around the herd, we speak the truth. Where glory lives and legends prove. Around the herd, we speak the truth. Where glory lives and legends prove. We don't just talk, we educate. Breaking down plays, we elevate Heisman runs and draft day fame. We know the stats, we name the game. Rivals tremble when downers kneel. We bring the facts, we bring the fear. The same just hype its legacy. The tide rolls deep in history. Around the herd, we speak the truth. Where glory lives and legends prove. So tune in loud, let the story unfold. Of crimson fire and hearts so bold. We shine the light on every wind. From past to present we dive in. This show's for fans who bleed that red. Who know the names, the paths they tread. We're not just proud, we're certified. The voice, the pulse of Crimson Tide. Around the herd, we speak the truth. Where glory lies and legends prove. Around the herd, we speak the truth. Where glory lies and legends prove.
Hey, I had to run back to my chair because I'm just going crazy over here going nuts. It's time! It's time! Roll Tide! Welcome to Tide Sports, the football nigga cast. Roll Tide. Oh my God, I can't even get through this. Thank you for joining me on whichever virtual space you have chosen today. Tell everybody to buck up their seat and let's talk about your Crimson Tide, the greatest dynasty that the world has ever seen. Now I'm telling you right now, I hate to talk about him. Back in the day, the Cowboys were pretty good, but they ain't got nothing on my Tide. Not a doggone thing. But before we get to rolling, share a pound with a brother and drop right on the subscribe button. Just drop it right down on the subscribe button. And who knows? Maybe by the time the Tide gets number 19, the 19th championship, maybe we'll be at 1,000 subscribers. Maybe I would like that. I'm sure you would like that too. Anyway, I need the people of the Crimson Tide and your friends and relatives and those haters out there that really hate to hear me talk so boastfully of the Crimson Tide, just chime on in. And always remember, if I successfully stimulate the happy juice in your gray matter and make your funny bone jiggle, let the algorithm know what we're doing over here by poking that like button right in the eye. Poke it in the eye. You got health insurance. You got the whole Blue Cross Blue Shield eye plan. Just poke it in the eye. Now, before we get down to it, we're going to talk about the Rose Bowl. I'm not even gonna talk about the other 3 games because I can't focus on the other 3. I don't even know who's playing. But before we get to rolling, I want to bring in some guests today. Y'all know her. I guess she's I don't know, my biggest supporter around here. I'm gonna bring her to the screen right now. That is PhD. Hello, PhD. How are you doing today? Gotta unmute yourself. There you go.
Good evening, Tight. How are you this evening?
Doing good.
That video does get you hyped. Now, so
I've been about to punch somebody.
It's too soon. You got to keep me calm. That's too soon.
I got a neighbor outside. He's a Georgia fan. I almost hit a low. I almost hit a right low.
Yeah.
And also, no, I'm sorry.
That's a great video. That's a great video.
I pieced it all together. I tried my best.
No,
it's just, I think I got to, I don't know, I meant to play some circus music over it or something because it's just too much. But coming in also, again, we love this guy when he come by, Mr. Armand Perry. Come on in here, man. Oh, yeah, he ready. He is ready.
What's up, fam?
He is ready.
Hey, I'm reporting live from LA. I'm at the rental facility at LAX. So I'm your remote correspondent. I got you covered, everything on site. So
bet we need a remote correspondent. Just let me clear some legal things up now. This is an unpaid position, Mr. Perry. Just want you to know that, but we appreciate you. We appreciate you chiming in.
For sure.
You know what the unpaid internships. Hey, get you where you need to be. Man, I don't even know where to start. Anybody got just any thoughts on the game? Just start us off. I have some topics and things I want to show you. PhD, do you have how are you feeling right now more than anything else as a 2-time graduate of the University of Alabama?
This came fast. Yeah.
You're at Russell play, but in Russell drills.
I can't believe we are 2 days away. When I saw video of the team arriving off the buses at the hotel, it was I was like, okay, we are here.
We're here. I think okay. Mom, you got any thoughts right now at the top of your head?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm locked in on which team can get the other quarterback off his spot, third down conversions and turnovers. We win those battles. We bring home the trophy.
Now I know, Armand, you're remote right now, but what I want to bring up is something I've been just hearing about. So I decided to do a little research on. A lot of these. You hear a lot of accolades about Indiana. I mean, a lot. Like they are this, they're number one at that. But I thought I would gather them in one place and take a look at them. And let me see if I can put this on the screen where we can share in this. Let me see. That ain't it. There it is. Now you can't see it, so I'm gonna go ahead and read this. This thing says that Indiana is the number 1 team in third down conversions percentage, turnover margin per game, opponent rushing, on defense, points per game given up by the defense, total touchdown scores at number 2 at total yards allowed by defense, penalty yards per game, number 2, and number 3 is opponent's points per game, and total yards allowed rushing, and so on and so forth. They're in the top 10 in a lot of categories. Right off the top, what does this say to you or anybody that's listening to this? What does this say to you about the Indiana program? Anybody? Gotta bring you guys back.
Armand, go ahead. You can go ahead.
There we go.
Well, he traveling.
Okay, yeah, moving.
Can he hear though?
I'm not sure. He muted himself. Maybe in a loud area. Go ahead, PhD. What does it say? What is all the hype and stuff saying to you about the Indiana team?
So I said, I can't believe we're already here, but all these people that are talking about how great Indiana is, you know what I mean? Looking at what you have here, how they are a third down conversion, blah, 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 blah. And that Alabama has no idea what they're facing.
Right.
That Indiana is being undermined. So I was watching, I don't even know who this guy is. He was on First Take yesterday, right, but he was really talking a lot today. Some sports writer, I forget what paper or whatever. But anyway, he was saying that Alabama is going to just get slaughtered, essentially.
Yeah, I've heard this.
Did you hear about? Okay.
Mhm.
Like I say, I've never heard of him before, so I don't know how much he knows.
Mhm.
But I will say this. Have these people looked at the teams that Indiana played during the season?
I'm glad you asked that. Yeah.
And then they bring up the Ohio State game.
Right.
But didn't they only win by 3 points though?
They won by 3 points. They also, most times when they played a comparable team in the Big Ten, usually it was a close game. They beat one team by I think it was Oregon 30-20, but there was a field goal right at the end of that game that kind of stretched it out to a 10-point victory. So a lot of they beat everybody, which is still hard to do. But
do you know where I'm going with that though, Ty?
Oh, I know exactly where you're going. I'm kind of playing like a moderator here, trying to,
So like I say, listening to people and then looking at these stats based upon what, what team, what standard are you putting that up to? And has Indiana ever met? I don't know. Maybe it was before I was born. I've been around for a long time.
No, they've never had a winning season. So no, they haven't.
Or right. And a team measuring up to Alabama Crimson Tide.
Only when they got beat to death by Ohio State.
Okay, but all right.
They took a lot of beatings.
So I see all these numbers, but compared to what in what teams? That's all. So anyway, I saw Armand unmute. But I don't know. Well, I know.
Yeah, I think he came back in for a second. Yo, Mon, do you have anything to say about the statistics here for the Indiana Hoosiers? This week came back or not? Probably waiting for his luggage to come around.
No, he's waiting for something else.
Okay, but I agree with you. There were actually some ESPN guys that came in and they said, I covered this, I think, this morning on one of my videos. 4 guys, no SEC connections, but they work at ESPN. They did the top 50 players in the playoffs. Like Ohio State, they selected 9 from Ohio State, 7 from Indiana, but only 3 from the Crimson Tide. And James Madison also had 3 players selected. This is what we're dealing with. This is one reason I can't really stand ESPN a lot of times, because it's always ESPN or a writer connected to them. I don't understand how they do a lot of stuff. I mean, if people don't realize what we do down here as far as football, I can't help them. But it's in the same light. They can be way up here. This is why I support the group of 5 having the opportunity to play, because the group of 5, they may be at the bottom, but I don't know. Maybe they'll jump up and beat a Big 12 team. But back to Indiana, I do not think they've played. Let me see. Let me put up their schedule real quick. Here it is. They played Old Dominion. They played Kennesaw State. And they played, here you go. Mom had to come back in. Let's see.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. No, I was just saying, I don't know. You remember Tecmo Bowl from back in the day?
Yeah, Tecmo Bowl, yes.
Yeah, so you remember on Tecmo Bowl, at the beginning of the season, you used to pad your stats playing against the soccer teams, and then as you got closer and closer to the playoffs,
it got tight.
It got tight. So I think that's the answer to your question as far as explaining those statistics. Like those numbers look real gaudy when you got Old Dominion and Kennesaw State and Purdue on State. Yeah, Indiana. Yeah.
And we look at Indiana, Kennesaw State in the bowl game.
Yeah, they got slaughtered.
Yeah, same thing. I think for was it Purdue? Or
no, Purdue's not seeing a bowl.
No, they ain't seen no bowl.
Unless they got ramen noodles in it.
And Armand, I question when you look at the list of, we've played 7 top 25 teams. We lost to 2, but we beat those same 2. They played against 3. I give them props on I was more impressed with the Oregon game than any other games. And the Ohio State was just a slugfest. They was hitting each other in the face until somebody said I quit. But they beat a number 9 Illinois. And when I first saw Illinois in the top 25, I questioned it. Now, when Indiana played them, you look here, I don't know if you can read this, but the final score was 63-10. What kind of number 9 team is getting beat 63-10?
Right, exactly. I spent about maybe 2 or 3 hours looking at highlights a couple of days ago. Something to pay attention to because on almost all of their highlights, like they had receivers just running loose in people's secondary and running back is running right up the middle and dashing them with jump plays and so on and so forth. So
Right.
I think that's the answer to how it is that they jumbled up all of those points like that. But the question then becomes whether or not they're gonna be able to do that when the game gets tight.
Right.
I saw some splits on Mendoza's on his stats for the year, and I think he ends up with like 32, 33 touchdowns for the year. But
Yeah.
26 came against the Purdue's and Old Dominions of the world. He only had 6 against those
Right.
legitimate teams that you mentioned. So
And he averages 100, I think almost right around 200 yards against those teams too, the upper echelon of their
and so
schedule.
you can see a significant drop off. Again, as you might expect, again, back to technical, right? Like you can add the stats against the sorry teams, but then when it's time to get to it, then we'll see. So taking nothing away from them, they certainly earn the right to be here. They're number one team in the country. The question then becomes whether or not they're really ready for prime time. And
Right.
it's an empirical question. We'll see.
And this kind of reminds me as well as it reminds me of 1992, but even, I don't know, the world, because they have done that stuff with the Miami and the Notre Dame, Miami was up here. It was just something changing in the SEC, and I knew it was time to prove it. But this here seems like there's no saving. This is not the situation. They're not, the board's not going to have these guys execute. In the chat, Kevin Fleming said that Indiana Hoosiers are the 2019 LSU. Is that the Joe Burrow team, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah, that's a failed drug test, depending on the policies at your job.
Hey man, that's a good one. Well, but I've seen like I said, I didn't even watch a lot of their film. I'm just looking at teams. Maryland is busted. I don't know if that Penn State game, I think it happened after they let Franklin go because I think he got fired in October. It was like pretty early or something like that. But I'm just not impressed with everything. I'm impressed with them as the comeback story and all the other stuff, but you gotta bring something. You gotta be somebody that I'm blown away with. Ohio State, that's Julian Saint's first. Was this his first year, or was he the quarterback last year? This is first year starter.
First year as a starter, yeah.
So next year, he may come back and even be better, but I don't know. The unstoppable force versus the immovable object. Indiana has a number 3 rushing defense in the country, while Alabama has struggled to move the ball at times on the ground. A little bit better, I think, lately, but whatever. It ain't great. If the Tide can't establish the run early, are we putting too much pressure on Ty Simpson to win the game with his arm alone? Anybody who want to?
I don't even think it's about the rushing yards. I think it's about the attempts.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So as long as we can keep them honest and keep them from loading up the box, then I think we'll be fine. For us, the key is having a balance and having time for Ty to be able to do his thing from picking apart their secondary standpoint. So
right.
So again, so even if we can get 3-4 yards a carry, I think we'll be fine. And again, I would suggest that it's not about the yards, but it's more about the attempts. As long as they don't get us into a game where we're having to drop back 40 and 50 times, we should be fine, right?
Right.
If we got tired going 21 for 35, 24 for 35, somewhere in that range, minimize the mistakes and the turnovers, I think we'll be fine. Something else too, that one of the best pass rushers is not going to play in the game. He got hurt after the Big Ten championship game. The kid who wears number 8 for them, unfortunately he got hurt.
Wow.
Celebrating after the game, like
high
five to the fan.
Somebody was telling me you told me that the Grammatica himself.
That's right.
Martin Grammatica.
That's right.
Gotta be careful celebrating out there, boy. I don't care if you drink or not. You better be careful jumping up in the air.
So then we got questions about depth at key and important positions at the same time. We're gonna be healthier than we've ever been, right? Like don't forget Yeah. Don't forget, like we started off the season, Jam Miller broke his collarbone before the season even started. Tim Keenan didn't play in the first 2 or 3 games.
Then
Right. So
we lost 2 linemen and we lost defensive end, and LT Overton is back in the fold.
Right. So I mean, so we're gonna be healthier than we've been all season. So we're getting right at the right time. Certainly we're battle tested. Uneasy is the head that wears a crown. So we'll see if they can handle being the number 1 team and all of the trappings that come along with that.
Yeah, the pressure. Do you think PhD, did you have anything on the run game or Ty Simpson putting too much pressure on him?
I mean, I'm just going to repeat what I've just been saying for several weeks is we can't win just off of putting Ty in a position where he has to be the one to always do it. And if he's going to throw, when he throws and he throws a really good pass, I think the thing that you're supposed to do is catch it.
Supposed to catch the ball.
You're supposed to catch the ball.
That's the other side of the game, of the passing.
I mean, so if we know Ty has legs, but we know he gets, tentative and doesn't want to use them to run, when he has a great arm. So when he throws a perfect pass, I mean, I sit in my living room and go, I could have caught that. So when you're on the field, you need to help Ty out. Ty can't carry the game at all. And as we saw when we played, when we beat Oklahoma, when we came and ran and mixed it up and didn't put it all on Ty, because you can't just, I've said this too, you can't just win off our defense either. Our defense can't do it all. Look what happens. You're down 17-0. And then look what happens in the second half. So as I said to Armand earlier, well, it's only Tuesday. It makes it seem like it was early this week, but at some point is when Grubb said we cannot. What did he say? Something to the effect of no trick plays early on.
No shenanigans. He said
no shenanigans
in the first quarter. Yeah,
in the first quarter, I'm going. Is he talking to himself?
Right. I mean, who's calling the play?
Because you're the one that's calling the plays.
As far as we know, he's calling the plays. Sometimes he got different structures, but yeah, no shenanigans. I don't know if they'd be down like, Coach, let's put Proctor back there in the slide. I mean, why?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Let that dude block.
Yeah.
I will say this. Do you think that I don't know. Overall, Alabama plays in front of huge crowds and stuff, but do you think there's a rattle factor as well? Like you're in the Rose Bowl. These are Big Ten guys, so that's big stuff to them. We had some people who are playing kind of with a vengeance. Ty was on that team. Deontay Lawson was on that team where we went down there and we didn't get it done against Michigan. Do anybody think there's going to be a vengeance factor, or we got to get it this time versus they over here shaking in their boots a little bit, or think Cincinnati has them mentally focused and locked in on just executing at whatever high level they can get to?
And I'll just quickly say, because Armand is going to be in the environment, but two things. One, I asked Armand earlier today, what does he think about the weather factor? Because, the weather is going to be iffy. Well, they say rain, not rain. James Spann said, is keeping us updated, even though he's our guy, no matter where, he's our weather guy. Right. But then, so there's that. But then we also have I don't know if it's pressure or maybe it can energize us, 100 years. 100 years. 100-year anniversary.
Kind of, I mean, depending on how you look at it, kind of where it kind of started a little bit, or where the legend kind of began to build, And
the only time I've been to the Rose Bowl is when we played Texas in the national championship game.
Oh, is that quarterback okay over there for Texas? Is he?
Well, see, now we're not going to do that because that was.
I'm just saying, is he okay?
That was sad.
I just want to know if he was okay. I'm just saying.
I will say, because we weren't winning, and so all us Alabama fans that flew all the way to California were looking kind of pitiful until that happened. But
Marcel Darius,
yeah, until that happened. But the Rose Bowl it's a special place. I have to say,
it's the granddaddy mall, and
it's a special place. So I don't know. I mean, Indiana's never been in this situation. We have, but we also we can't let that get in our head either.
Right. Gotta keep.
So Armand, I'll pass it on, but those are my thoughts about it.
Yeah. So first of all, to address when you were talking about the last time you went to the Rose Bowl, that was Marcel Darius who made Colt
Yeah.
McCoy quit football.
Hmm.
Yeah, he made business decisions saying that he didn't want to play anymore.
Damn.
But so here's the
Matter
thing
of
though.
fact, his daddy came and got him. Do you remember that?
That's that's exactly
His
right.
daddy went to the locker room, was like, come
The
on.
original business decision.
Like, come on. Yeah, come. You're not going back out there, but you bleeding from your chest. You crazy? It's like, you sit it down. Marcel Darius. Wow. But let's see. Yeah, it's a redemption story, I think. Does anybody think we will have? I don't know why I keep feeling this inside. I think Alabama's going to have their greatest rushing attack of the year. They said, well, you've already played. Who we played? The Scrubs. I'm like, no, forget all that stuff. Out of all the ranked teams we played this year, I think Alabama's going to have like a surprisingly effective. I mean, Kevin Riley is back. That's one thing. But we're going to have a surprisingly effective rushing attack. I want to say 200, but I'm really feeling 175 yards in this game. Net.
If we get anywhere close to that, then they can count for Christmas.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, that's the easiest way to beat them. The easiest way to beat anybody. But, for us, because I just think once you get down, they've had some tough games, but if they get down and they're down because they can't take it, because people already they do say, they got a bunch of 3 stars, but do they have the depth that they need to sustain everything? Ohio State had his losses this year too after they won the championship. How they should be very deep, but you just never know till you get on the field. And may we out if it looked like Saban is coaching that team in the third quarter, it just wouldn't shock me. It just wouldn't shock me. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I think we're overdue for a decent day in the office from a run standpoint. Again, I think also to your point, like you were saying, with the depth with the number one pass rusher being out, right? Like somebody has to fill that spot.
Right.
So if we, like say again, keep an eye on the number of attempts, because if we can start leaning on them, then the lack of depth it'll show itself in the fourth quarter. So
Right.
I think staying consistent with it, staying patient with it, continuing to hammer them, even if we aren't getting but 2 or 3 yards initially, keep pounding a rock and eventually want to break.
Right. And I think what people, I don't know if people are aware of this, but Indiana's defense and Alabama's defense run the same defense, being the swarm defense that many people may not know. Now, Indiana has all the stats, but I don't know if people know this. Coach Womack, his father, is the inventor of this particular type of defense. And he's on our sideline, by the way. He helps to scout for his son. They let him watch the practices via satellite. He gives game notes to his son. I'm not saying it's a distinct advantage, but I think it gives us a little bit of an advantage when it comes to practicing against them as an offense. It's like a lot of times you got to go make stuff up. Like, oh, how's that guy over? But if we're running essentially the same defense with the same keys and theories, I think that gives you Alabama a little more deep. I haven't heard anybody mention that. You know what I mean? ESPN, whoever I listen to, reading stuff. Nobody mentions that this defense that they're running. I mean, the man is still is essentially on the Alabama sideline. Helping his son, mentoring his son to this day. That has to mean something.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that, because that's been also perplexing to me, as I've been hearing a lot of talking about Indiana's defense, but how their defense is similar to our defense, but I think we have more. But you don't hear people talking about our defense to their offense. It's just Indiana's defense to Alabama's offense, Indiana's defense to Alabama's offense. I'm like, well, what about Alabama's defense that's the thing. I'm like, are these people, sometimes I think it's just SEC hating and definitely Alabama hating, because they have the one-sided conversation about defense and not talk about our defense there's something to that.
I'm gonna go a step further. There's also something about ESPN sports and gambling.
Yeah,
I'm gonna just consider
you're absolutely right about that.
The producers say what they want to say, or I mean, tell people what they want to say. I listen to some guys who used to work in Bristol. They talk about it, like they come out. They come out with these, not say this, but these narratives. If you've ever, I was behind the scenes inadvertently of a reality show, and in 1 minute, the chief producer is telling these people, we want to keep everything calm. We know you guys got into it the other day, and we don't want to have that. I was in a coffee shop, and I was listening to this conversation. I was like, actually talking to the cosmetologist for 30 minutes before they arrived. So the chief producer comes and say, "Hey, keep it cool." Then next, 2 other producers came up. It was a guy and a lady, and the lady leaned in on the lady and said, "Okay, he's in the parking lot. She's with him." Like, she's with him. And then and the guy's like, "Girl, I can't believe he brought her." It's like they gassed this girl up. Okay, long story short, just like Kevin Rooney giving Mike Tyson a pep talk in '88, they gassed this girl up. When they went in that room around the corner from me, I ain't hear nothing but furniture moving. You hear me? And they did it on purpose. And I think they do the same thing at these TV shows, because I always tell my audience, the media serves 2 purposes these days: to put you in fear or to anger you. And pretty much when you listen to Alabama stuff, it's void of it's not even a balanced conversation. It's just not balanced.
I mean, look what happened with DeBoer's name being DeBoer, Michigan.
Penn State
forever
first.
In a day.
Penn State first.
I think a lot of that is based on the fact that they know we move the needle. And so,
right.
I mean, you got 11, 12 days in between games, so they have to run whatever story. I mean, even today, I heard, even after all of this foolishness, I heard Mike Greenberg asking Paul Feinbaum, "Paul, what do you think is going to happen if Alabama doesn't win this game?" It's like, yo, man, we put that to bed. Let's move on from that. We finally got some actual football to talk about. Like, you trying to squeeze all of the juice out of whatever that.
I think last week they were talking about firing him if he doesn't win this game, the next game against Indiana team. You don't beat Indiana, it gets you fired. I'm like, how?
Yeah, and meanwhile, nobody reasonable or rational is thinking along those lines. It's just like you said, it's a media manufactured narrative that they use to continue to move the needle and get clicks and that sort of thing, given that that's the currency of the time that we live in.
Right.
But I mean, serious people aren't taking that into consideration. We let the man do his job. We moved on from that.
Yeah, the whole thing about firing him, has been crazy. I just want everybody to make sure, if you're an Alabama fan, look around these other teams trying to find coaches and seeing when they pick. Now, I think Michigan really got lucky. That man came out of retirement. I don't know how much money they gave him, but he had to come back and get it. And I think he would do well. But as soon as he hits 7.7071, he's gonna be like deuces. He may have a natty by the end, but I don't know. But that's because there's not a lot of 70-year-old coaches that's doing big things. But when we talk about, I hear somebody like, if he goes to Oklahoma again and loses, we're gonna fire him. I'm like, what? And just today or yesterday, I saw something. They were talking about Coach Saban's record at this point. Now I know the number of games is different, but it's still, year 2 is year 2. Kalen DeBoer is 20-7, I think, or 20-7 because he lost the game in Michigan, and Coach Saban was 19-8. It's different because it's playoffs involved, but the trajectory is appropriate, and that's what that brings to my next point. And I hate to talk about it because it's a possibility. It's always a possibility. I see this game. If it doesn't go for Alabama, I still think Alabama is playing with house money. You get to a certain point, at the beginning of the year, I said Alabama's going to the college football playoff. I didn't say semifinals. I didn't say quarterfinals. I said to the playoffs. If something would have happened or the game with Oklahoma went the other way, I wasn't going to be mad because I'm looking at the trajectory the man got there in his year two. So he did essentially to the SEC championship, did what Saban did. What more can you ask for? Your thoughts?
Yeah, again, I mean, all of that combined with the fact that we're looking at a top 5 recruiting class. So dude is building up his program, getting his people in position. I think, to use your word, trajectory, I think that the future is clearly bright.
Right.
He's doing a good job. He's doing exactly what he needs to do. As a matter of fact, you could legitimately make the argument that depending on when in a couple of days, he's actually a little bit ahead of schedule. But win, lose, or draw, he's doing fine. Give him an opportunity to get his players in so he can fully implement his system. I think I mentioned this in a conversation we had a couple of days ago. If you think about our best and most consistent players this year, has been, at least offensive players anyway, it's been Jeremy Bernard and Josh Cuevas. And I don't think it's a coincidence that those are players that came with him from Washington, because I think that speaks to the familiarity with the system. So to whatever extent that's true, imagine what things look like when you got a whole team full of people who are familiar with the system. So
exactly.
I think we're right where we need to be.
PhD, you had anything on that?
And then we'll get Cam Coleman. I'm just sorry.
I was going to ask y'all if y'all had some boxes, some peanuts. We're putting together an aid package for all the Auburn players. We got an 18-wheeler. Can meet us down there at Toomer's Corner. We're not going to be under the trees. We're going to be over by the lemonade. We're going to try to bring some peanuts, some cardboard boxes, some packing tape, and probably need some disinfectant for some of the items.
No, that's not confirmed. That's not confirmed, and I haven't been to T-Town in a little while, so that's not confirmed. I'm just saying, you know.
Yeah, well, I can't confirm this. And he admitted it. Red Morgan, his high school teammate from Central Phoenix City, Red Morgan, said, he called it. He got him on the phone. He's working on it. But I know that the front runners are a couple other schools. But like I said, Red has been making phone calls. I love Red Morgan. I love him. Man got bitched and he up here recruiting for the school now.
Well, you know, them boys in Austin and College Station, they come back up a Brinks truck trying to pull him away. And don't forget, Lane just got a bag down there in Baton Rouge too. So
I know Red got talking about, like, look at where we are though. You know what I'm saying? That's true. Look at where I am now. Oh, okay. You can go down if you want to. If you need money, gotta take care of mama. Tight Sports believes in take care of mama. But look at where we are. I'm in California. I'm calling you from California. You need to fly.
Right. I'm sure his DM's blowing up like Sharon Moore calling Instagram model.
Wow. We done went from Hugh Freeze, because that was Hugh Freeze space, remember?
And Armand is being nice because it wasn't Instagram. It was OnlyFans.
That's right. It was OnlyFans. That's right.
So he was he really was doing OnlyFans thing.
Yeah, she was.
Hugh Freeze was so long ago, he was doing 900 numbers. I don't even know 900 numbers even exist these days. I was like, I don't know why you pay, because you can go online. There's a lot of freaks out there. A lot of lonely people.
I will say, you know, again, it's I mean, admittingly, after we lost against Florida State,
right.
I was like, DeBoer's got to show me something, or he's got to go, because that should never have happened like that. I'm sorry. So I admittedly was one of those Alabama fans that immediately jumped on. This man's got to go, but I said he's got to go if he doesn't show me something.
Right.
Mind you, you know, I mean, but he showed me something, right?
Right.
And that was I don't know what happened, but that was neither here nor there, that Florida State game. Fast forward, you know, again, watching him, I think it's just a matter of just things I know we can do. Should be able to do. That is simple. Like 3rd and 2. When it's 3rd and 2, you don't
have pass play.
No, okay.
I'm trained now.
Well, all right, tight, because I know you for so long. You almost had me for a moment, but I'm like, that's tight being tight. So, but that should never happen. Okay, What's been happening on 3rd and 2?
Because we get one and we get one on the 4th down and we're good. I don't know how that happens with us now.
Yeah. And now that we have all our guys healthy, there is no excuses to not run. No excuses. The other thing is, because I was like, dang, DeBoer doesn't have fire. But once he put that black hoodie on and he showed a little bit more fire, he has been a different kind of coach. He will never.
The dark side of the force.
Yeah,
strong in this one.
He will never be a Saban. He's not going. I mean, he's come close. You know,
that golf shirt. He can't let that golf shirt go.
But I'm talking about the headset. You know, I'm like, okay, DeBoer. You know, and maybe I shouldn't say this on this open line, but as a woman, I like to see that kind of fire. You know what I'm saying?
Well, wait a minute. Let's bring it back. Well, wow.
Show that. But I'm talking from a football standard, from a football perspective. It is it's great to see. Okay, I'm about to call you by your real name now. Could you identify? But it's good to see because when he gets like that, look how the team gets fired up.
Right. Yeah,
you need that on the sideline because if you're a Debbie Downer, that is going to impact your players. It just is. I mean, I played a sport and tennis, and my coach was in my stuff, but I also had fire, you know, in terms of what I had to do on that tennis court was to win and beat my opponent. That was the end game, was to
finish
play
them
well, but to finish them.
Hey, Armand, PhD out there sweeping legs on the tennis court. They're like,
I'm just saying that's what has. I mean, that's what you got. That's
every
what you
sport.
Have to do.
It takes an intensity. I mean, Tiger Woods is.
Absolutely.
I mean, Jack Nicklaus had a quiet calm because I don't know the world he grew up in was different, and you stayed calm to play golf, and that's how you play golf. Chi Rodriguez was a little too excitable for everybody, but the fire that this man walking down through grass, y'all, and people look like he's so intense. Like when he get to this other end of this grass, he's gonna take a life or something or draw blood off something, but he's going to play golf. And that's why he, did what he did. Greatest performance I ever seen in my life. The Jordans and everybody else. You got to have that fire.
And when we were in Atlanta, we did not have that against Georgia at all. No.
Do you think they read? See, I read the rules from the committee, and it really does say conference championships would not be held against you. Now, I know
that's what they did say. They did say that.
And now everybody's talking about, no, this team lost it. No, this year with new rules. So, unfortunately, I kind of went into the game like, yeah, we can lose by 3 or 7. First of all, it's hard to beat somebody twice. Then I said, if we can lose by less than 7, preferably 3, we can get in. But they said that it wasn't going to count against you. I guess they had done it to somebody before. I wasn't paying attention. But I think the team bought into it like they shouldn't have been thinking like me because that's how they play. They play like with no fire, no sense of intensity. And Georgia, they were drawing back from 5 years of anger and fire to me.
Look what happened when we played Oklahoma.
Right.
Second half, because I was about to watch something else. I was like, okay, I can't do this. But then second half, they came with fire.
Somebody slapped somebody in there.
Somebody did something.
Somebody slapped somebody. If he dies, he dies. Tiger Woods pulling up the black book with all the Snow Bunny's numbers in there. All of that. We need all of that kind of fire.
I don't know if you guys saw my video, but I did a breakdown on Ryan Williams and Steve Brown. Steve Brown, I just let him do his thing, but he was thinking like, a lot of the things that's going on with Ryan Williams. And I get he kind of came from a total like man up level. He was saying, like these things are all distractions that the upperclassmen and maybe the coaches have allowed him to get into. Because I understand that probably I think there was a parent that was ill this year. I know how that can be, but that's why you don't add distractions to your life. So you got these petty distractions, not just say petty for a lack of a better phrase. You got the doll, the fingernails, the podcast. You got to run your NIL deals, whatever. You got these things out here. Then you get the stress of an SEC. Then somebody gets sick. you know, it just really overwhelms you. But they were talking about, Steve Brown was talking about, it's nowhere in the world Courtney Upshaw and what's the man? I had to write his name down from back in the day, the linebacker in the first year, Rolando McClain. You up there, you doing TikTok dances, and Rolando McClain's in the locker room, and all these other linebackers.
All right, I got one for you. We need that. We need that Reuben Foster.
Yeah, that's what he said. He called Reuben Foster's name, and just all the linebackers you had during that certain time period. I listened. Derrick Henry was on a podcast, and he talked about how much they actually get into slobber knocker fights in and outside that locker room. Some fights happen in the street, and some happen in the locker room, and it could be game related, but usually it wasn't. It was just, you can't do that. Yes, I can. Or, and there it was. But he was saying that the upperclassman owes Ryan Williams a lot of attention to say what we will and will not do inside of the locker room. What do you guys have on that? To help him focus for the most part.
But doesn't the coach also have to give permission for the upperclassmen to do that?
I don't know. That's the thing.
I don't know. I've never been in a locker room, and I don't know. Is that?
I think in football though, it's more like it's better to ask for forgiveness than the, hey, coach, he was up here dancing and like all of them dance. I ain't gonna lie, I've seen.
I was getting ready to say it wasn't just Williams. There were a bunch of them.
But it seems like because he has that biggest following from the beginning, you just don't let a freshman run nothing. I can tell you that from 17. He was HBCU band. Yeah, because I'm gonna get one of them monkey. If I'm a defensive lineman, I'm just saying I'm not this 300 pounds. I'm the other 300 pounds. The first time I had a problem with Ryan Williams, I'm going to the Walmart and I'm gonna get that monkey thing. That monkey. I don't know if y'all been to like a amusement park and see these people. They put these on their kids, like a monkey backpack or elephant backpack with a leash on it. I'm gonna put it on Ryan Williams. That's what's gonna happen if I'm on a team. Now I'm gonna tell you from an HBCU band perspective, it's exactly what I probably would have did then. They were outlawing things when I kind of came through. But yeah, I can see Quentin Williams and Payne and all these people. I could definitely see them just strapping this dude up. Like, what are you doing? What are you, a dancing monkey or something? What are you doing?
Do you also think, and I don't want to get into it too much because it's a particular certain kind of show, so I don't want to get into certain kind of conversations. But I have wondered. Huh? No.
Pull the couch out.
Yeah, but I have wondered if some of the things people were saying, and you mentioned it just now, his fingernails or him having a stuffed animal.
Right.
What does that got to do with him playing? You know what I'm saying? It's to me, and again, I'm not a guy. I don't know if it's a guy thing or what, but when people are focusing on that and you don't know why he has a stuffed animal, it could be an emotional support. I don't know.
And that's what it was saying.
If you're focusing on all that stuff as opposed to what that kid is doing on the field, that can also get in a kid's head. Well, especially with some of these kids today when they're dealing with, many different things. So I just didn't like all that conversation, and it's still happening now.
Well, what happens is you have the fan base. They are fanatics out there, right?
I get it.
Okay. So the thing is that Steve Brown even said, like, if he plays better, then it helps you with your causes. Whether it's Jeremy Brown getting into the Jeremy Bernard getting into the end zone, giving it up for Christ. Hey, why do we see it? Score a touchdown. You know what I'm saying? So if we want to sell some more fingernail polish, guess what you do? Kayla Williams, score some more touchdowns. Bears number 1 seed or second seed in the NFC. It's not a problem with that if you win. Nothing's a problem if you win. You want to go date what was Aaron Rodgers dating a witch or something? Be Aaron Rodgers and date a witch, allegedly. But they still want. This was 3 years ago. They do, talking about I don't know, a lot of mysticism going on there. But as long as you win, so like I said, you want to talk about the comfort animals that we see in Bears. We know they go to the hospital. We want you to catch touchdowns. So me, as a not that fanatical fan, but the fanatics is like, You come here looking like a freak and you dropping balls. I mean, he's got a lot of drop balls. And then you're 18 years old. Will you in high school? You don't see a whole high school turn against you. I mean, not at his level, even if you did drop a couple of touchdowns.
But does NIL maybe have a role in that too? That's a whole other conversation.
And then I don't know what he makes.
Making all that money.
Yeah, I think I don't know. People say he's making $2 million when I don't even know. I haven't even looked it up. But we do know he's getting paid, let's say, more than the average Alabama. So right there, you know, the guys that what the guy told me, guys that take their bonus checks to make sure they have tickets, guys that get together with their 5 people get together to get 2 season tickets as working men. Oh yeah, they're gonna have something to say to you.
But we'll see how they use him in a couple of days.
They've been using more as a distraction.
I don't know. Do you think he'll be used in a couple of? Do you think they'll use him?
As long as he runs like a 4-2, yeah.
Oh, Armand said no. He said
don't
no.
send him over. Don't send him over the middle.
Yeah, he's not ready for that. I think
no. That's where a lot of his quote unquote concentration issues come up. But everybody not built to go across that middle like that. You know what I mean? Like you think about even Randy Moss. Like seldom did you see Randy Moss running routes and that sort of thing.
And why would you want to damage him anyway? You know that's a tight end, that's a thicker receiver type of a catch. Unless you got those Brady's where they throwing those sliders to you and you sliding right into the linebacker. But I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, I like them split out wide. Something that I don't think we do enough. I don't think we take enough deep shots. Maybe that has to do with the challenge with the pass protection. But I'd like to see them take 2 or 3 deep shots to them just to test Indiana's secondary. Yeah, their corners. I know one of them, the one that he's an all Big Ten guy, but he's like 5'9", 170. Like that's literally smaller than me. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So
that's smaller than Ryan almost, I think.
Yeah, no, Ryan is 6 foot.
Right.
I mean,
toast that boy up.
I like to see us take a couple of deep shots to see what they got back there.
Yeah,
again, provided we can get the pass protection to hold us. Yeah.
Right. Get the run game going. That's the thing. You get that run game going, and Grubb knows this. You can do anything you want to anybody. Mm-hmm. And that's why when I was saying earlier about these people picking a top 50 team, I made the point when I was analyzing that article that these guys say we don't have a lot of playmakers or ballers or whatever you call in the playoffs right now. But just last year, the same entity up in Bristol, Connecticut, was telling the world that the boys should come in and win the national championship. They're a very talented team. And I'm like, you can't get in somebody's NASCAR. You can't get out of one NASCAR, get into the winning NASCAR, go run the race and just automatically win. It just don't work like that. They have setups for their car to make them winners. They get into another car as a winning racer. They have a different setup, in the other cars. That team was not set up for the boy to just come in there and sit in the seat and just take off last year. But here we are 2 years later on the press.
But even not to interrupt you though, Type, but look what he did last year though.
He did a lot last year.
Lost
40-some players, lost 44 players. I think we now hold the state record when you transfer portal players plus graduates. Alabama holds the records, but I think Auburn may break it tomorrow night. They lose the players. They lost Deuce Knight today. They lost Deuce Knight today.
I saw that.
I told the guys, PhD, I said, if that man brings Byron Brown from USF to Auburn, I said, you're going to empty out your quarterback room. Just know that. And that's never what you want to do. That puts you so far behind the 8 ball. That is crazy. So now you got to go get 2 or 3 other quarterbacks who kind of want to come at the same time, which who wants to do that? Come in behind a starter. You coming in to audition for second, and guess you can grab one out of the portal and one out of high school, but it's late in the game for that. It's going to be interesting over there. But back to Alabama for a moment. What do you guys feel about being labeled as a U The U stands for underdog.
We'll take it. Like I said, we'll see if they can handle their smoke.
We are a 7-point underdog going to this game. I got a real feeling that by the time Armand and all the guys going out to the game start putting that money down, it's going to probably tighten up a little bit at the last minute. But a lot of people still holding on to slips that says that Alabama is a 7-point underdog. Before I get out of here, I got to ask you guys, what do you guys got on the score? Ladies first, PhD.
I don't even know. I'm gonna let y'all go first. I don't really know. To be honest with you, I'm not sure.
What do you think, Armand?
34-21, good guy.
So 30 got to get to 34 this game as well?
Yep, 34-21. Yep.
34-21.
Mine is more like a prayer more than it is anything else. I really hope that we can beat these guys and show the rest of the people that are left come Saturday morning. Is it Saturday morning? Friday morning. That, you know, they got some trouble on their hands. Whoever will go out there and win your game, but you got trouble in your hand next week. I'm hoping for a 27-13 that reestablishes Alabama as Alabama. The Alabama you know what I'm saying? The school you know. Now, PhD, what you got?
Okay. Well, what did I say? Oklahoma, I said something, what did I say? 23. Why I got a drum roll? That's okay, you wait. I'm going to text you after this call.
I'm being cinematic. I don't know. It's a show.
So Oklahoma, I said it was going to be within 3 points, right? 23. What did I say? 24-21, something like that.
Right.
I think I think we can be up 14 points on Indiana. So I'm going to say 27-13. No, 14.
Is that what you said?
Is that what you just said?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's what I'm saying then.
There you go. There we go. Man.
Yeah, they're not going to make any more than they're not going to get 20 points. Indiana's not going to make 20 points.
So Armand had them getting 21.
Yeah.
I think if we were
playing
they
could.
Home, if we were playing them at home, those emotions would be kind of high, but
it would be different. If
they got a little jitter. I think both teams can have jitters coming in. Yeah. And we'll be able to tell early. I just hope we get off to a strong start. I don't have a problem with filling the team out in the first, in the first quarter, but this whole not doing anything, looking lost in the first quarter, like the shenanigans, as Ryan Grubb says, that is definitely an issue. But if we can come out and establish ourselves, feeling them out in the first quarter and establishing the run and get out of there with less than total of 7 points scored in the first quarter, no matter who got them, I think we can do the same thing to this team that we did to Oklahoma, if not even worse.
Yeah, I agree. That's what I think.
And let's see, it's me just chimed in. Has anyone checked on Nick and DC? No. I reached out earlier to let them know that that I did have some boxes and some packing tape that they needed to send. I think they're collecting tape down there on Toombs Corner for the people. They need security to get some people out of campus. I'm pretty sure though they probably not on campus because they seem to be dropping like flies down there. So I haven't heard anything from either one. Thank you for checking in there, DC. It's me, not DC. It's me. But you check it in on DC, so I get it. And Nick. But Armand, I thank you guys for chiming in. PhD, I thank you for chiming in. Here's my plan for what day is that? Thursday. Game starts at 4, so I'm gonna try to have a pet rally again. If anybody want to chime in, we're just listening to music around noon, probably up to at least about 3 o'clock. We can kind of pregame. That's the TikTok word for libations and consumption. We'll be pre-gaming from noon to 3, and of course I'll get out of here and go watch the game, but I'll be back on halfway through the fourth quarter no matter what happens, with a sweat on my brow, maybe tears in my eyes, but I'll be back on here for a game recap and maybe a game preview for the next season. Who do we want? Who do we want to play next? Want to play? It don't matter. I'm gonna tell you right now. Spoiler alert. It don't matter who we play in the next game. We're trying to get past this one, and we'll worry about that one next. Any guys? Either one of you got something to say before we get out of here, Armand?
Yeah, I appreciate you having me, man. I'm still locked in. Actually just walked up to the counter, so I'm about to get my car, head to Roscoe Chicken and Waffle. So we ready to do our thing.
You may want to change your jacket. you gotta. Do you have a turquoise?
No, I'm here for all the smoke. I dug no smoke.
Yeah, you need some plaid. Armand, do you speak Spanish, by the way? That may help too.
I speak a little Espanol.
Okay, you may need that. I mean,
Yeah.
based on the movies I watch, I'm not just.
There you go.
So, but be careful out there, Armand. Please check in with us sometime on Friday. We'd love to hear from you at any time. PhD, you got anything for closing remarks before we get out of here?
I would just say our remote correspondent, if he is able to on Friday, can maybe give some live, stuff to see what's going on down there. He's gonna be our live college game day,
Yeah, I definitely would like to see some of the shots.
Let's see what's going on.
Armand, do you know what Figueroa Street is over there? Never mind. We're talking about it.
Listen. I'm on all of it. I'm headed to the swap meet. I'm going to Crenshaw Slough when I leave here.
Oh yeah. So if we catch you, please chime in with us. I guess noon our time, man. You probably still be eating waffles. Let's see if noon here is 8 o'clock there. So yeah, but either way, we'll check in with you from time to time. I'll be on here at least for 3 hours. Then at 3 o'clock, I get out of here, watch the game, and be back and forth. But I thank you guys for joining me.
I'll chime in on Friday. Just let me know what time.
Yeah, it'll be noon for you. The Central is 11. Yeah.
11?
So I'll be on from 12 to 3. But we just sitting here talking about it. I'll probably talk about the game, and I'll throw myself in some kind of panic, and then I'll come back down to earth. And then I'll have more libations, and I'll be very mellow going into this game.
And maybe we can also talk about what happens in the game on the 31st, on tomorrow. You don't want to do that? You don't know who plays on it? Huh?
I have been so focused on it. I saw somebody was talking about, Oregon got a game, and they're doing this, that, and the other. And I said, Oregon? I don't even know. I'm seriously probably, because I'm not a media person, but I'm just on.
Is it the 31st? No, maybe the 1st in the evening.
The date.
When's the Sugar Bowl? All these dang bowl games.
Yeah, so tomorrow.
Yeah,
Ohio State plays. Ohio State and Miami play tomorrow.
That's right. That's who it is.
In the Cotton Bowl. And then first up on New Year's Day.
Yeah, I'll probably be on
Texas
TikTok.
Tech beat Oregon. Okay. And then we got Indiana in the Rose, and then Georgia and Mississippi play in the Sugar Bowl.
Yep. That's right. I may ride that one out if I can stay awake. I may ride that one out. It's me says the Rose Bowl is a terrible stadium. Luck is pretty old. And then it's the old stadiums have no upper deck. Yeah.
That's what I like about it. It's not too dang high.
I knew you was gonna say that. I knew you was gonna say that. But, you know me. So where the tickets at? Oh, they free. That ain't what I asked you.
Yeah. No.
They $454. Nope.
Yeah.
I got a TV that actually looks bigger, whatever. But guys, let me get off this thing. I don't like try to keep you guys too long because I want you to come back. Everybody, it's me, Kevin Flemings. I thank everybody for joining us here today. But you know how I always end this thing? Until next time, always remember what? Roll Tide, roll.